and right now it's like the finger that fed them is now being beaten. The terrorists, the same bandits that they tried, some of them tried to be sympathetic towards, has not turned against them, and you could see the destruction.
Yes, it's like the president is not doing anything. Not reacting to that.
Well, it is a terrorism and banditry. These are big issues.
Yes, thank God that the banditry has been declared as a terrorist, group.
It's not. That is not the issue. The issue is not declaring them terrorists. It's not declaring bandits as terrorists. The other day, the DSS boss came out and was saying they are ready for bandits. Now the question is, where have you been all this while? If you had the tools and apparatus to deal with these bandits quelly, if you had what it took or what it takes to nip them in the bud, why wait up till now? Why were you pampering them? Why were you palling with them?
Yes.
Why did you allow them grow to this stage?
And also that brings me quickly to the other point that said Gumi said he has disassociated himself from the terrorist group. He said that he is no longer going to speak or intercede for them any longer. And what do you think? Don't you think that a person like Gumi will be in the best position to lead the military to the war front where they can locate where these people are?
The truth is, Gumi is not an intelligence officer. What is the work of the what is the work of the intelligence department in Nigeria? Do you need the likes of Gumi to tell you what to do? Do you need the likes of Gumi to lead you into the forest where the bandits are? What I'm saying is this: Gumi is coming into the picture because the military architecture in Nigeria has looked lukewarm. It seems they don't know what they are doing. In civilized countries like the America, the UK, and Israel, you don't need individuals, people who have no background into military intelligence, start leading intelligence or telling them what to do. Gumi would have been behind the lines, working from there. But it's unfortunate that what we have here, we have civilians who is now advising,
who are dictating,
and advising the national security of the country on what to do. Is quite unfortunate. But what I think is that there is a serious agitation going on in the north right now, and they have come to understand that banditry and terrorism is not going anywhere sooner. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. So the reality has dawned on them, and now they are crying. I just pray the government looks inward. And
that quickly brings me to the other headlines that said tension as gunmen abduct another monarchy in Imo State. A monarchy, has been adopted in Imo State. The rising cases of, abduction of traditional ruler is on the increase.
What we are having now is that it's unfortunate that insecurity is thriving in Nigeria. Just name one form of insecurity we have. Is it kidnapping? Is it terrorism? Is it banditry? You just name one. It's thriving in Nigeria. It's a lucrative business right now.
It's not like a business.
It's not like a business, and it's only thriving.
Life is sacred.
Life is sacred.
And why should people?
It's thriving. It's thriving because these people have come to understand that they can do these things and get away with it. We have cases of people who get kidnapped 3 kilometers away from a security post. Where you have the military, where you have the police, and nothing
Still
happened.
On that, the police said that we can't confirm. We can't confirm for now. That is what the police said. And the monarchy are saying that they are holding meetings upon meetings to decide on issues concerning the rising cases of kidnapping of traditional rulers. That is the chairman of the traditional ruler of Imo State. And some of the kidnappers, some like the first, the Ohaneze is saying that some of this kidnapping that is happening in Imo State, they are being sponsored by outsiders. And why the first minister in the First Republic, that is the Minister of Aviation, that is the person of Mbazilike Amechi, he said that Uzodimma and Okorocha should settle their problems so that there can be peace in the state. So is this not worrisome when you look at the background so far on what is happening?
These are some of the how will I put it? When you are having a symptom, when you are having an ailment, you begin to have a kind of a symptom. What we are seeing now are all symptoms of an ailment. And what is a symptom? A state that is failing gradually. Because you don't tell me that the truth is no government can fight on different front lines, on different frontiers. You take it one after the other. Now it started with the issue of terrorism. Then gradually we eloped into the Fulani Esme issue. Now we've
the
eloped into banditry, and now we are now dealing with unknown gunmen in the east. So you see, Nigeria is gradually becoming
a land that harbors this,
the government is finding it quite difficult.
Yes, we know that a lot of persons have put their life online, you know.
A lot of our young men in the military,
and some of them have sustained, you know, some level of injuries.
Some are dead. God rest their soul.
You know, so we know that these people are trying and they are making effort. But do you think we can find a lasting solution?
Sincerity. These things are not big issue. We just need sincerity. There is a video that was going around some few weeks ago of a military officer who has fought gallantly for the country in terrorism, and as we speak, he said his wife died, or the wife died while he was under the MP's custody and all that. And some of these men who have fought for us, who have led us, who are trying to see how we get secured, who will sleep at night peacefully, fortunately or unfortunately, they are not being taken care of. You understand where some of the problems. So for me, there's lack of sincerity. The government is playing politics with everything. It's not everything you play politics.
The government needs to come out fully.
The government needs to be sincere in dealing with this fight. It's all about sincerity. If you want to deal with it squarely. If you are having issues with dealing with some of these issues, then you seek the support of the international community. Of what need is the international community, the UN and others, EU, when your citizens are dying. This is not a matter of pride.
And the president has been traveling and traveling. And there is a headline that said that the president is about to jet out now. And then don't you think that he should use this?
Well, my own is that when are we going to learn our lessons as Nigerians? When are we going to understand that politics is beyond family line? It is beyond ethnicity and tribalism and all that. This is if you look away, a time we come in this country, God help us. A time we come in this country, even the rich will no longer be safe. Look at what is happening on our railway lines.
Measures are not put in place.
Look at what is happening on our railway lines. You used to think that the railway was safer, and now the bandits are blowing up the railway line. The roads are a no-go area right now, and you just have the air. And
that quickly brings me to another headlines which talks about drug war. And the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency has, convicted over 475, drug traffickers in the country. And then this is between September and November 2021. So this is coming as a result of the fact that the Federal High Court has filed, charges against these persons, which is raising to over 1,000, drug, trafficker, which is between January and November. So we have an account of this set of persons from September. We have a total of 75 persons who were convicted in Jigawa State. Jigawa recorded the highest, people that were convicted. And then we have in Adamawa, we have 14 persons. FCT recorded 11, and then Niger recorded 13. Katsina recorded 12, and Taraba recorded 11. Lagos recorded 11 equally, and then Adamawa and Abia State had the highest conviction figure in November with 23 each, out of a total of 257 conviction recorded by the Antinarcotic agency in the past month, while FCT had 21 and Plateau has 14. So look, what do you think can be done to put an end to this drug issue? Some of these drug boys are big boys that sometimes they are able to beat the immunity that covers them, that allow them to pay fine, and sometimes people still indulge in taking of these drugs and leads them to all forms of terrorism or all forms of issues.
Anyways, the issue of drug is an issue that every country fights with. It is there. It is an ongoing fight. It is not something that you can curb in a day. But you can be reduced to a very minimal extent. And one of the ways you do that is to ensure that some of these youths are rightfully engaged.
Okay.
A youth that is thinking a lot, is thinking of not having a job, no food, nothing. And some of them, the only way they want to relax is to take drugs so that they can feel okay. They can forget about their sorrows. So it still boils down to the issue of the government. It's still the same issue. The government making effort to make things work. A system that is working, a system that is functional.
Is this not like a background to some of the crisis, the problem we are facing.
That is what I'm saying. When you take drugs, now this is the chart. When you become idle, then when you become idle, the next thing you want to look at is you want to go into activities that are not
that can keep you busy.
That can keep you busy.
Probably you now go ahead to take drugs.
Then you take drugs. Then people approach you.
Yes.
Then you take up arms. Then you begin to fight. This is part of the chart. It's part of the family tree. So the government understands this thing we are saying. The government is quite aware of it. But why they decide to look away and why they are not nipping it to the bud, it is something that is totally amazing, and we don't understand why. These people travel around the world.
Yes, why not use the Interpol to checkmate these things?
You can't just
those who are bringing in these drugs from the neighboring countries.
Do you think the government is not aware? I think we are having a lot of what's it called? We are having a lot of the Nigerian military architecture is like it is being infiltrated. You have a lot of information which are supposed to be classified, going out and all that. So you even see some of the paramilitary men, they also take drugs too. They are part of this whole thing. You understand? They take cannabis, they take a lot of stuffs, and they are part of
evil helping,
so they are part of the system. So it's an holistic problem. It's encompassing. You don't even in paramilitary you're talking about, or the military architecture or the police, they're all part of it. We see them. I don't know if you get what I'm saying. We see them. So it's all about getting a system that is functional. It's all about getting a government that knows that this is
that
what
can help to regulate this properly. That quickly brings me to one of the touching story that happened in Lagos. That is the Balogun market that was burnt down in the early hour of this morning. There was fire outbreak that millions of goods and millions of goods that.
Now you ask yourself where was the fire? Where was the fire service?
So the fire service.
Where was the fire service?
Managed to come out, and then nothing was able to be done. You see a lot of this sellers who were just there mourning and then weeping, and then nothing could be done until their goods were burnt down. As at this,
I think personally the government should just come and see how some of them that have had loss, they can be rightly compensated. Not even if it's not 100%, you could see how you could
so that you could not open ways for them to start thinking on how to carry out bad activities.
So you could come in and see how you could help them start from somewhere and maybe put proper modalities in place to avoid such problem in the future.
That brings me to the next headlines that says watching porn from age 11 destroys my brain. American singer Billie Eilish. Billie Eilish is an American singer who has won 7 Grammy Awards from her dark lyrics, and then she's a professional in what she does as a musician. So, but she in her interview she was able to reveal that porn has really destroyed her brain. That she started watching porn at the age of 11. And then she gets so addicted to porn, and this has really affected her relationship with people. Sometimes she gets to stay away from people. She stay on her own, in the sense that she feel cool whenever she gets indulged in watching this porn, and that at the age of 11 she feel that this has done so much harm, kept her devastated, and she has felt a lot of suffering on her part, and passing through so much violent and abusive mood on her own person. So what is your advice to the young people out there who so much indulge in porn, and what do you think they can learn from this story?
I think first of all the government still has a lot to do in regulating some of these contents we watch that comes online. If you go to country like China, country like North Korea, countries like
but since it is stated 18th, do you think the government still have anything to do there? Because
of course,
when you go there, you are going there at your own risk.
That's what I'm saying. If you go to countries like China, you go to countries like North Korea, the government regulate these things into two. You can't just, there are some stations you can't just pop up, or some channels you can pop up even online and watch. It doesn't pop up.
It doesn't come up. Okay.
It doesn't come up. Then two, at the level of the family level, the parents need to be more observant to what their children get to see. because some of these things a child learns, he learns from within his environment and within what is going on around him. So parents too also have a lot of role to play. They need to know what they say. They need to be careful about what they do, what they say in front of kids and all that. They try to pay. Some parents can be so busy that they don't have time to really checkmate what is going on in the lives of their children. They go leave in the morning, they come back in the evening, and sometimes the child is is there exposed to peer pressure and a whole lot of things.
Wow.
So it is a simultaneous relationship.
That quickly brings me to the issue of the ASUU that are warming up for their strike. Now, which still leads to the children that we are talking about. Now, these children will be going home. And then if there are no better resolution coming from the part of the government with the agreement with ASUU, so that means these children might go home and then looking at the terrorism situation
I think this is not the right time for children to start going home. Ngige should step up and see how some of these issues can be resolved. This issue have been lingering. We have the government is collecting grants all over the place. Just recently, the National Assembly signed or gave nod to the grant he asked for. So this money in circulation, what is it being used for? If it is not properly channeled into education, which is the foundation and growth for every nation. So Ngige and the federal government of Nigeria should be sincere. I always use the word sincerity because if the government is not sincere, we'll come back next year or end up talking about these issues. Why allow your children, the educational sector, to get into that level where children will have to go home? If the children are not in school, where are they? They are committing crimes. Yes. They are going into activities that will bring the nation backward. Then after which will not come and start saying the citizens are not patriotic. The government, how patriotic are they? You can't release money for children's education. Is quite unfortunate.
All right. Thank you. That means that we will be leaving you this morning with this, that the state and the leaders of the state must understand that the welfare of the citizens, the welfare of the people is the supreme law. For every state to function well, the state must understand that the welfare of the citizen is the supreme law, and it must uphold the rule of democracy. And we'll be calling it a day here. Don't forget to subscribe to our social media handle. Follow us on our YouTube, that is Aspheric TV. Follow us on our WhatsApp and Facebook, and to get more updates on trading issues. We discuss them as they are critically. We look at them, we speak them out with accuracy. Thank you so much. Here with me we have Emmanuel.
It was nice having you.
Okay, and my name is Nathaniel Ajakaye. Good day.